Hi students, welcome back. Welcome to Unacademy. Welcome to Let's Crack UPSC Civil Examination with India's largest learning platform, that is Unacademy. This is a brief about me. I've been teaching UPSC aspirant for past 11 years. I did my masters with agricultural economics and I got JRF also. In 2015 UPSC examination, the extra attempt I got because of all the students who wrote in 2011 were given extra attempt in 2015 because of the syllabus change. In that, with little effort, I got top marks. Maybe the reason was that public administration was one of my option, but this made me to teach and take up ethics as my passion and the subject I teach. This is the YouTube link. This is the Telegram link where I will be providing all the notes, and this is the link where you can communicate and contact with me. Having said that, I strongly recommend you all guys to have a subscription. Like you may ask me like what all the things I get by subscription. First is the structured courses. Structured courses here you have got systematic. They cover the entire syllabus systematically. And this will be keeping in view, keeping in mind the previous year UPSC question paper. And also, they will analyze the trend, what is there. Not only that, in the structured courses, we will be having live classes. So don't think that only recorded things. No, live classes will be there. In these live classes, not only the subject, daily newspaper analysis, the things, the current things. And also, the structure courses includes the live classes. And all these things be for unlimited access. Then you may ask me like how to get the subscription. The first way, the first thing what you have to do to get the subscription is downloading Unacademy app. Download Unacademy Learners app, my dear students. There are dozens of apps of Unacademy. Like if you want to be educator, you can download Educator's app. Like as I downloaded. Since you are a student of civil service and also you want to become an IAS aspirant, Learns app is the one you have to download. This is the place where you will realize what an academy is. I think like if you have not yet downloaded, like you will be have just seeing the things, the videos on YouTube. Like there are hundreds of videos on YouTube, an academy YouTube channel itself. But inside app, this is a different world altogether, my dear friend. Like different word altogether where like teachers who are teaching, what is their rating, what are the subjects they are teaching, when are they teaching, what are the upcoming course, all these things will be there in the app. This is, and also for that, downloading the app should not give any money. This is free of cost. This app can be downloaded in Google Play Store or Apple Play Store. I strongly suggest you to download the app first. Afterwards you will see the difference. Next, as I told like already, not only me, there are many top educators. Runal Sir, Roman Saini, Sudarshan, Prakash, Ayush Sanvi, Ashish, Dipanshu, Arora Sir, then Rakesh Verma Sir, ex-IAS officer. Rakesh Verma Sir, previously like some days before, he has solved the case studies along with Brunal Sir. See, two iconic educators coming together and telling you how to solve the things. Isn't it like appealing to you? An IAS, retired IAS officer who has worked in all the various responsibilities in various top posts. Runal sir, who has written the book, many of his books are top sellers on Amazon. They're all working in an academy. If there is one place where all the top educators are there, then it is invariably an academy. As I told already, like there are more than 15,000 structured courses which will cover the syllabus comprehensively. Prelims, mains, interview. Not only that, in this, those things like regional languages, English language papers also will be taken into consideration. You can see on the board where polity hundreds, geography hundreds course already over. Polity, geography, history, all the things you name and you will get hundreds of courses. At an academy, we have got two main courses. One is Plus and Iconic. Plus subscription with my promo code Buddha will be getting for 44,550 rupees. In Iconic course, we have got a hand-holding facility where you will be guided by a personal mentor. You will be having a personalized feedback, study planner, daily mains question evaluations, all these things. My dear friends, take my code Buddha and get subscription just for 62,550. And also in optionals, if you take 1 year subscription, you will be made available all the videos just for 2063 rupees with my promo code and for 1 year. Having said this, let us continue our discussion. As I told, if you want to get top marks, these are the things which you have to master. All the topics, all the previous case studies. We have discussed VEMA are the mental constructs which guide, regulate, determine our values. They simplify our interaction with the environment and also they bring about individual and social well-being. And also we have discussed VEMA are neither static nor dynamic. They are relatively permanent and the reasons they are the source of identity, massive investment of time, energy is made. And also like sudden change brings a lot of imbalance and the resistance to change is one of the intrinsic human values. After that, we discussed whether these VEMA are absolute or relative. I gave all the from both the directions. I have given the argument absolute or relative in an exclusive way, and also I have given you. I told you as a civil servant, as a person who want to be in leadership role, your answer should tilt to a greater extent towards absoluteness. In reality, in realistic, as a common sense, common human beings, definitely there is a relative approach. But if you want to show your leadership things, you take any leader, they always talk values in the terms of absolute terms. If you want to be known as like that, then you have to take a little orientation, little leaning towards absoluteness. Having said that, let us see whether these VEMA are culturally specific or universal. Let's first discuss what is culture, because this is one of the most important thing, most often confused thing, since it is not directly given in the syllabus, it is overlooked on. What is culture? We often call some people as uncultured. Can we call people some as uncultured? Can we call them? No, we cannot, because all individuals live in society. You should know the meaning of society first. Let me not deviate. You should have the fair understanding of society, because the things what we have discussed, VEMA, all these things, They are contingent and dependent on two things, in fact. One is society and another is culture. Okay. So I was explaining we cannot call anyone as uncultured because we as an individual, we are part of society. Any society, maybe a tribal society or maybe an advanced society like Western society. All societies have a culture. Any society has a culture. We individuals are part of this culture, inseparable part of the culture. So all cultures, all we as an individual part of this society. All society will be having culture. So all individuals are some in one way or the other way know what is culture and they are part of society and they are cultural. You can't call anyone as uncultural because they are part of society and each society has culture. Is this clear? When you say that someone has uncultured, then it shows that you are like parochial and narrow-mindedness. In this context, in our future sessions, we'll also discuss about cultural relativism, a very very important construct. Okay, then coming back to culture, what is culture? Can we call, say for example, number one, an African people who have woolly hair, like a curly hair like this. Can we call this as a cultural? Second one, say for example, ants. They also take their dead take the dead bodies of other ants away. They also follow like certain things like queen bee, worker bee, doing those things. Honeybees, ants. Can we consider ants, honeybees, all these things as following culture? Third thing is, say for example, some like some in some society, say for example, some 5% of the people are like always they took take alcohol. Can we take this as a cultural? Another example you take, say for example, we have got like parliamentary form of government. We have got PM. Is this cultural? Because we won't have only one PM. According to you, what are the things which constitute as culture in these things? What are cultural and what are not cultural? I mean to say, which are like we cannot consider those things as cultural. Any opinion, any answer from your side? My dear students, number one, to call anything as cultural, first thing is it has to be learned. It has to be learned. You should learn that. Anything which is learned can only qualify to be called as cultural. And like it's not the only one. Still there are two, three. First thing is first and foremost criteria should be it should be learned. So the ants, what they do, they cannot be considered as cultural because their behavior is biological. What they do is hereditary. Is the concept clear? Second, it should be passed on from one generation to the other, one generation to the next generation. Then only we can call that as a cultural. First thing is it has to be learned. Then second is it has to be passed on from one generation to another. Then I gave the example of woolly hairs of Africans. Can we consider because that is passed on from one generation to another. Can we call that as cultural? No, because it is not learnt. It may be passed on from one generation to another, but it is not learnt. So, this woolly hair, what the Africans have, we cannot consider that as culture. But there are some tribes who have a different hairstyle, and also they color their hair in a different way. Particular thing, a tribe has a particular pattern or particular way of coloring. So this can be called as cultural. Did you get this? Say for example, in some society, some women always have to they comb their hairs in a particular fashion. If that is there, and if it is passed on from one generation to another, we can call that as cultural. Some tribe color their head in a different way. We can call that as a cultural. Some tribes have a specific pattern of tattooing. We can call that as cultural. Next, third important thing is it has to be followed. It has to be followed by most members of the society. It has to be followed by most members of the society, or it has to be accepted by most members of the society. I gave the example of 5% of the people drinking alcohol. No, this cannot be called cultural. If there are like 90% of the people are drinking alcohol, then we can call alcohol as cultural for that society. Another case is it should be acceptable by most of the people. I gave the example of PM, Prime Minister. Not all can become Prime Ministers, but we all accept that there should be a position like PM, which should be there. So we have decided and we have given our acceptance. So these are cultural. Is this clear for you? Three things should be fulfilled for something to be called as cultural. Repeat, it has to be learnt. It has to be learnt. Second thing, this learned thing has to be passed on from one generation to another generation. One generation to another generation. And it should be acceptable by most number of people. Then only we can call that as cultural. If any of these things are missing, then we cannot call this as cultural. Is this concept clear? Any doubt? Because very often may confuse this one. There is nothing more than these three. If you are a student of anthropology or sociology, just remember these three important things. It should be learned, and also the same examples you can give. I am giving standard examples. Learned, and it should be passed from one generation to another generation, and it should be followed or accepted by most members of the society. Is this clear? Then, coming to the topic, are our VEMA culture specific or universal? Can you think of some examples of VEMA? Like I'll take to make the things simple. Let us take value. When I say value, since we are talking about VEMA, you have to consider that. Can you name any value which is universally accepted, which is universally revered? At the same time, can you mention any value which is not accepted by anyone in the universe? Which is that value? And also, can you name those where the things are only restricted to that society? Please think about those things. If you don't think, just listening to what I say won't make any difference. Give me the examples of those things which are universal, like universally followed, universal values, and also only those values, those ethics, those aptitudes, those things which are present only in that given culture. What are they? Truth, honesty, stealing. Stealing. Is there any society which says that stealing is very good? This is one of the good virtues. Is there any society? Is this universal? Killing, violence. Is there any society which says that adultery is very good? Is there any society which says that incest, sexual relation among the people who are related by blood, is good? Some little exceptions may be there, one or two societies. Near universal thing. Are there all the things accepted by the whole universe? What is your opinion? Please think and give some two, three examples for those things. Some say that values, VEMA, are universal because some are common to all cultures. Some VEMA, some values are universal. Why they are universal? Because they are common to all cultures. Why they are common to all cultures? Because they are the basic of humanity. We as humans share something common with all. We as humans share something as common between and among ourselves. He may be a Adivasi, not wearing a cloth. There may be a ultra modern society. Are we not sharing some things in common? Don't you feel there is something common to humanity as a whole? What is your opinion? There are some things which are universal because humanity, the basis of all these things is humanity. There is the one thing we are sharing with all, that is humanity. For that reason, there are some values which are common to all cultures because they are the basis of humanity. These are there in all societies, irrespective of race, religion, culture, and time. They are irrespective of race, religion, culture, time, circumstance, all these things. And these universal values are expected to be followed by every human beings under normal circumstance. Very carefully I'm using the word normal circumstance. There are some values which are followed by all in universally, irrespective of the caste, creed, religion, time, everything. These are known as eternal, universal, or core values. In the examination, if they ask any of these things, eternal, like which won't die, universal, core values, this is the thing. So, my dear students, try to come up with maximum examples for universal values. What are they? Why they are called universal? Think it on these lines. Eternal values, universal values, core values mean the same. What are these? These are the values which are common to all religions and all cultures. Why they are common to all cultures? Because they are the basis of the humanity, basis of the humanity. There is something common to we all humans in common. So there are some things which are universally practiced. Example, truth, love, compassion, moral integrity. Don't you think these are the things revered in all the society? At the same time, all the societies, stealing, theft, is condemned, isn't it? These are the values which act as a adhesive, a force, binding force among the people, adhesive force. Don't you think we the people of India and the people of America have many things which bind us? These are universal values. So I have given like truth, value, compassion, integrity. Generally given. You come up with other examples also. Is this point clear? There are some values which are and at the same time there are some values which are culture specific. Can you give the examples of the things which are culture specific? Name few. Name those things which are present in Indian society. Name those things which are present in Western society. What are they? Please give me some examples. What are the examples for these things? Anyone? Okay. Let me explain this in a detailed way. As we saw, there are some values which are universally present among all the individuals, among all the cultures. There are also some values which are unique to the cultures. Please internalize the value of culture. What is that? Value of culture. You have to equate cultures with society. Take the example of Indian. Here we have got familyism, family. So you are subsuming individual identity. You as individual subsuming in family identity, family. This is not present in like advanced societies like America. Dependency, taking care of elderly women, elderly parents, joint family, collectivism. These are the things present in Indian society. These are not the things which are exclusively present in Western societies. Similarly, individualism, liberalism, these are the things which have evolved in Western society. Liberty, equality, fraternity, don't think democracy, don't think these things are the products of Indian society. We have borrowed these things. They have been diffused into our society. We have accepted them. Liberty, equality, fraternity, all these things. Where did they evolve? In which society they evolve? In our thing, like Raja is equal to God. So whatever he says, we have to do. We never thought that we have an existence, an individualism. We never thought since we are born as humans, we have got some rights which are known as human rights, which are fundamental, which cannot be violated by anyone. We never thought like that. So there are many values which are culture specific, and also there are many values which are universally accepted. So what should be your answers? Your answer should be, if the examiner asks, are the values culture specific or universal? Your answer should be, there are some values that are culture specific, and there are some values which are universal. There are some values which are universal because they are practiced in all the society. Why they are practicing? Because this is the basis of humanity. These are the values which bind the whole humanity. Give the example of truth, honesty, integrity, all these things. Then coming to culture specific things, there are some values which are specific to culture. Give the example of feminism, dependency, collectivism in India, individualism, liberalism in Western society. Is this clear? Values are culture specific and also universal. You have to be very careful. Like, don't say that all the values are culture specific and also universal. Some values are specific to culture, some values are universal. Is this clear? This is the way you have to write in your examination. Next, are they objective or subjective? What do you mean by objective and subjective? How do you relate these two things? By now, we have discussed, are they static or dynamic? Our answer was relatively permanent. Then we discussed, are they subjective or now we will be discussing will be subjective or objective. Just now we discussed, are they culture specific or universal? The answer was, there are some values which are culture specific and also there are some values which are universal. Are values objective or subjective? What is your opinion? Let me first start with the objective. Then let's compare that to the subjective. People who say that values are objective, they say that values are inherent in object itself. Object, just you remember, this is one of the important thing. Just remember object, and you remember has, if they say that value is present in that object itself, inherent in that object, then it is, then your argument is that values are objective. First and foremost thing what you have to write is, with respect to objective, some say that values are inherent in the object itself, and they say that the satisfaction, the pleasure, what we get is only index. I'll explain these things with example. Just concentrate now on what I say, because like if I start giving examples, all these things you may get confused now itself. The argument with respect to objective is, the values are present in the object itself. Object has the value, the satisfaction, the pleasure, the value we are attaching to that is just an only an index. Say for example, if gold is there, we are just appreciating gold. Gold itself is a good, it has already is having a value. Something we are getting satisfaction, some pleasure, or anything like that. It is just an index, an indication of that. Did you get the concept? So, value is present in the object itself. If gold was not having that value, we would have not appreciated that. Is this clear? They say that there is something intrinsic to the nature of the object that forces us to say that it is beautiful or good. Nature, we say nature is beautiful. Why? There is something interesting within that which compel us, which is force us to say that it is beautiful. Isn't it? Are you getting my point? So they say that the values are present in the object itself. The things, our appreciation, our satisfaction, our pleasure is just the index of what really is present in them. They say that there is some intrinsic value to the nature of the object that forces us to say that they are beautiful, good. If they are not beautiful and good, we would have not said that they are beautiful and good. Is this clear? Further, the object has value and so it gives us satisfaction. Since that object has value, we are getting satisfaction. If that object is not having the value, if the object is not having the value, then it would have not given the satisfaction. Gold, it glitters. So it gives satisfaction when you wear. If that would have not glittered, say for example charcoal, coal, will you wear them? That has a value in itself. That is the reason it gives satisfaction. There is a something in rainbow that compels us to judge. There is something in rainbow which compels us to judge. This why I have taken this. Is there anyone who say that rainbow is not beautiful? Rainbow is not good. Is there anyone who you have come across says that one of the ugliest thing I have seen in my life is rainbows? Is there anyone who says like that? Have you heard of that? Isn't it? Do you feel this argument compelling? What is your thing? Do you feel there is a value hidden in the diamond? There is a value hidden in the gold that compels us to tell the things? Or you say that no, there is no value in the object. It is there in the subject who says, who feels them. It is a subjective thing. What is your opinion? Truth, beauty, goodness are objective standards or norms of comparison, not only constituted by appreciation of themselves. So these all have the standards. These are the like objective standards. There is nothing like with your appreciation, it will go down or something like that because they have the value. Is this point clear? Objective, who says that values are objective, says that if this is the objective, they say that value is in this objective itself. This is object. This is objectivist. Subjectivist was they say that no, values are not present in the object. It is present in the subject. They say beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. Those who are seeing, there is something. It is how you see makes the things. It is a human who are giving value to that. There is nothing called anything intrinsic to anything. What is your argument? Are you with objective or subjective thing? Let us see the subjective part of the argument. Object has no intrinsic value according to subjectivists. They say that those people who say that the values are subjective, they say that subjective. Object has no inherent value of its own. Gold, rainbow, they don't have value of their own. Satisfaction or pleasure being a state of feeling within the mind within the mind is entirely subjective. In case of objective, they are saying that there is inherent in the object itself. Here they are saying there is nothing like inherent in the object. Satisfaction, all these things are present in the mind. Here they are saying satisfaction, pleasure, all these are the index of the value what already an object has. Is this point clear? Any doubt? So these two you have to compare and internalize to get the real meaning of the thing. If this concept is clear, you can answer any question. The first two, I always put one first two or three things defining the cream of the thing. Any doubt with respect to these things? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Next, with respect to subjective thing, if these qualities are really exist in the facts, they would be observed like objects. If these qualities are really existent in the facts, they would be observable like objects. So, for example, beauty. Can we see beauty? Love, value. So, they say that these are the things, if they are existent like facts, they should be visible to us. They say that object possess value is an illusion. Illusion because they can't see. Seeing is believing, they say. Next, they say that a thing, a thing which satisfy me may not satisfy you. Subjective. So here they are saying like object has a value, so it gives satisfaction. Object has a value, they are saying. Here they say that no, this is not the case. What gives satisfaction for me is different and it may not give satisfaction to others. They say that there is nothing like good or bad, ugly or beautiful. They all are present in the subject, the individual who sees those things. It is in the mind. They say that values cannot be wholly objective. Values Values without valuation or appreciation by some mind or the other are not a value at all. So, what is your opinion for this? You feel that values are subjective or objective? Value is present in an object or value is present in the subject who sees them. What is your opinion? Think it over. It's a very thought provoking thing. There are few arguments saying that values are both subjective and objective. Can you give example for them? Can you interpret them in that way? They say that one of the S. Alexander. What he says that there is he takes a different view for that. Values has a tertiary quality, means that subjectivity and objectivity, primary, secondary. Here, values he is saying that they are tertiary quality. What he says that values are subjectively conditioned objective qualities. I repeat, very powerful word. He says that values are subjectively conditioned objective qualities. He says that object has some qualities. These are like subjectively conditioned by the individual who is perceiving them. So what he says, values are subjectively conditioned objective qualities. Is this clear? Then he says the ideals or the values, truth, beauty, goodness exist in objects as well as in minds. Did you get the point? He says that rainbow is also beautiful. Also, the people who see this, they should also have the vision to see that. He says that beauty lies in the eyes of beholder and also beauty lies in those objects. He says that it is present both in the object and the subject. So he says that it is both objective and subjective. My dear students, what is your opinion? Next, another important view in this regard. Like these are self-explanatory. Just I will go through these things. Values of the things are functions of two variables. The one view says that values of the things are functions of two variables. They are environment. So means values is dependent or functions of one is environment and the other is the organic. Organic whole means the subjective thing, the person who is evaluating. Organic means object. Organic means subject. Then they further says that value of an object is determined by the man's desires. But whether man finds an object desirable or undesirable obviously depends on some of the properties of the object. See here, very powerful word. They say that values of an object is determined by the man's desire. So organic is determining the value of the object. But whether man finds the object desirable, whether a man finds the object desirable or not, is obviously dependent on some of the properties of the object. So they say that it is both subjective and objective. If the object is not having that value, subject won't evaluate. Previously, what was the thing? One said that only in object we have value, and another said that no, it's just the subject who interprets those things. Now they are saying object is also having value. Since object is having value, the subject is evaluating. And to evaluate that, subject also should have those things. So they are both independent on the another. They say that there is nothing like values as subjective as or objective as different. They are present in both the things. For example, gold would have no value unless men desired it. But perhaps men desires it because it glitters and is durable metal. Is this clear? Very beautiful example. You can it's a very standard example. The same example I gave for object also. Objective, which is objectivity. So I'll read it again. Gold would have no value unless men desired. But perhaps men desire it because it glitters and it is durable metal. So it is both subjective and objective. Is this concept clear? Next, one more last thing with respect to argument which says that it is both subjective and objective. Value judgment are in essence factual judgment described in qualities of that are valued. Man's life is a progressive realization of the values of truth, beauty and goodness. So man is progress like in a evaluator phase. Man's life is a progressive realization of values. He's like in a journey of realizing the truth, beauty, goodness. They're not created by him, but they manifested they manifest themselves to him when he is drawn near and near by them. Is this clear? So, like say for example, goodness, beauty, all these things are here. Man is like he's progressing towards them. As he goes near and near, he realizes their value. Like by what exactly is those things? He's still in the process of realization. They say that reality itself is a valuable. Is this clear? So by telling that, they say that both subjective and objective are the thing. What is your opinion? A very, very important question. So for this, it is both subjective and objective should be your answer. Give the example, especially last three slides what I have given. You internalize from them anything like make some little changes, show what exactly you mean, show how creative you are, what the examiner is asking. Is this clear? So our position is clear. They are subjective and also objective. Next, here. So this is, as I said, one of the important thing which we have to consider. Our paper is named as Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. These are the things which are there in our syllabus, as I told. All these things are applied to two things. One is society and another is governance. In society, for private, public and professional life. Dear students, we have got more than 5 questions just on this concept. Ethics applied to private, ethics applied to public, ethics applied to professional life. Then we have got like ethics and integrity applied to governance, like more than 10 questions. What is the meaning of this one? Why is this paper named as that? How is this related to our syllabus? Can anyone say that? See, this is the preamble. I have dealt with these things in detail. Let me take just the things, make things clear for you. The paper says it tests your attitude. Paper says it tests your attitude in the of areas involving integrity and probity. So your paper is named as ethics, integrity, and aptitude. But they are saying it will test candidates' attitude. By this time, you know. One is ethics are the standards which say what is right and what is wrong. Can we just make out the ethical things? Can we test the ethics? What is right and what is wrong? If it is asked, definitely you will write because you might have wrote those things. Following ethics is called your integrity. Following ethics in the society is known as integrity. Following ethics in governance, in governmental settings, is known as in government settings is probity. Is this clear? Probity is more like formal thing. They are testing your attitude in these two areas because as we have discussed Vema, our values, ethics, morals, and attitude determine, guide, direct our behavior, action, thought. In this, attitudes are the things which say, which determine to a greater extent. All these things will do attitude to a greater extent. That is the reason they say they will test your attitude. Did you get the link? Did you connect the dots? Almost like many students I have come across, they are not realizing the meaning of these two. My dear students, if you know the meaning of the title of the syllabus and the preamble of the syllabus, half of the work is done. They are testing your attitude in the areas of integrity and probity. Means they are testing your ethics. So what you have to show to the examiner? What you have to write in the examiner? You have to show the ethical standards through your attitude. In any question paper, if you are writing, the other part, aptitude part, I have already told, I will tell it again afterwards. Let's concentrate with respect to these two, how it is tested. Aptitude, this is a different story, and I will tell you how to show that. First thing is, you have to show your ethics, your values, your morals. You have to show that you are following them, that is integrity. This will be manifested in your attitude. You have to show those things. So, what is the take home, my dear students? In only one word, I will say you have to show that you are a person of integrity. You have to show that you are a person of integrity. Means what is that? You have to show that you are an ethical person. You can show that you are a person of integrity by your attitude, because your attitude determines your behavior. Your attitude determines your behavior. So you have to show that your ethics, your integrity, and your attitudes are towards becoming a better civil servant. They are looking for the characters required in a civil servant. Is this clear? The meaning of the preamble and the meaning of the syllabus title. My dear students, very, very logically it has kept ethics, integrity, and aptitude because these are the things which are tested. I will tell you how these things. Next, in my next class, I will tell how aptitude, how it is there. So, the cream, the crux is you have to show that you are a man of integrity in the examination. You have to show that you are following ethical standards, simply not writing the answer what they have asked. They may not ask this directly. You have to show your attitude, good attitude. Is this thing clear? Since many of you requested to have some, like, give some ideas about case studies also, I'll just explain them, like how to go about. As I said to you all, sample case studies are the things which you have to take into consideration. So the sample case studies are very, very important. In that, this is the thing. This question has been repeated many times in some or the other way. Today, I'll take up and I will give a view. My students who have written the things what I have said have got very, very good marks. This is a very, very simple thing. This we almost always come across. Okay, let me read this for you. You have grown up with X. Means X is your one of your good friend who has been your best friend Since childhood, you have shared your joys, sorrows, and have been each other's confidant. Both of you are in the final year of the graduation. See what they are saying. Please internalize those things. You are not in LKG, you are not in first standard, you are in graduation, not first year of graduation, not in first semester, and both are writing final exams, final year graduation, final exam. In the examination, you notice that your friend is copying and cheating a lot. What would you do and why? What is your answers, my dear friend? The same in psychology and in also many other things. They have a similar example for that. That is, one is you and your friend go to a shop. There, your friend is stealing a chocolate bar. Your friend is stealing a chocolate bar in a shop, supermarket. What will you do? What you will do? Will you go and like cover the areas where the cameras are there so that the camera won't see him, or do you want to escape him? What you will do? This is the same thing. The same logic is asked in 25% of the questions. The same thing. What you will do in this one? It is a very very important question. What you will do? Please let me know. Would you like me to give the answer now itself, or shall I take this question tomorrow? Okay, let me give you. It is, since the examination is fast approaching and many of you are writing mains, I'll give you like how you have to. This is a simple question. Normally, we'll come across. You know what you will do when this situation comes, and you have already been in this situation for long. Number one, what do you have to do? Just show the thing what you are, like what you are. First place, in the first place, write in the answers. Don't elaborate and don't make these things. See here why they have given best friend since childhood. You share everything, joy, sorrows. Why they have given final year examination? Final year and also in that final examinations. What is the relevance? Copying and cheating a lot. What he will do? That too, your friend copying and cheating in the exam, in the examination hall. Number one. First, you just say like this. Your way of answering. Why I am saying is you have to show your integrity. You have to show your ethical standards. You have to show that you are a man of integrity. Very simple question. Generally, I give this as a homework since some of the students requested, and I have taken up this question. I will solve all the questions given by UPSC. My dear students, there is no substitute for the UPSC questions. There is no equality, like you cannot compare any question to UPSC questions. They are just other questions prepared by people like me and you. UPSC questions, especially the case studies, are done like with a very very systematic way. Until and unless you solve all the case studies and internalize the things, my dear students, don't go to any case studies because they're not scientifically, logically made. In the newspaper, something comes, something they will ask. No, here there is a purpose. systematically by the people, the top in the apex of the subject. They have prepared this. UPSC selects only those who are experts. If there are some people who are experts in this, they are the people who will be setting these questions. This is clear. So first of all, just internalize all the 45 case studies. Until and unless you don't internalize these things, never touch any question. I told you, what are they testing for? That they are seeing your ethics through your integrity. Means practicing ethics is integrity. This through your attitude. You have to show these things. How you will share. And also here approach is also important. First of all, just in one line, you say that, like, this will be 20 mark questions, all the case studies, as you are aware. So there will be 20 markers. First you say that generally I won't have generally I won't be having friends like that. Only one line. You have to write a long story. First of all, just make sure that generally I won't have friends like that. Means you are already showing that you are a person of integrity. You are an honest person. You never copy, you never cheat. And also you don't have friends like that. Number one, you have shown your integrity. You have shown your ethical things. You have shown your moral things. You have shown your values. Next, you go ahead. Even if there is like I won't have. In fact, if there is something like there is something a situation compelling, my friend has not read or something like it, which has compelled him to do so. Next point, you say that if my friend know that I am in the examination hall, he won't do this. Second point, I'm not telling stories, just simple lines. This will show what exactly you are. First is that I won't be having friends like that. Second, say that if I am there in the examination, they won't dare doing those things. He won't dare copying because he knows for what I stand. Who am I? Second thing, see, these are just in like 5 to 6 words, it will be over. Then comes the very important thing. So even then, if he has done, what you will do? What you will do? So you are telling already that you are a honest person. You won't be having like people the people who will be copying all these things. Even if there is some situation because of that your friend is doing, a person who can cheat and copy won't be my best friend. If he somehow because of some reason if he is doing, if he comes to know that I am there, he won't be doing that. Even then, if he is doing, what he will do? Very, very important. You imagine yourself in the examination hall. What he will do? He will get up and he will start shouting, "Sir, my friend is copying. Please catch him." What he will do? Approach is important. That approach is a very, very bad approach because here, not only the thing, your approach is also important. The best will be if you shout in the examination hall and do all these things, all this drama, not only your friend, all the people in the examination hall, including you are also writing the final examination. Please bear this in mind. You forget that you are writing the examination. You forget that you are in the final examination. You say that when I see my friend copying, definitely I'll be very much disturbed. I'll be disturbed a lot. So what you have to do, not like shouting, getting up. And also I heard like one of the student, somewhere he read, he was saying, "Sir, I will get up and I will say to the invigilator, Sir, see, sir, some fellow is copying. By that, my friend will be alert and will throw the cheat, something like that. What is your opinion? I don't have like no comments for that. He's a very creative person, in fact. Okay, coming back to things. So I won't be having a best friend who will copy all these things. Next, if I am there, you won't do the copying because of some reason. Someone is doing. Next, what you have to do? First thing, you are also writing the final examination. Many people are doing. So what you have to do is you have to report that to the principal or some authority or some invigilator after the examination. Is it clear? You have to report that. And also after that, you have to like go and meet your friend. You have to say all these things I have reported like all these things I have told. You should not be doing these things. You should not stop from where you after telling the invigilator or the principal. He's your best friend. So you have to make something like what are the possible things, then what will be the repercussions, all these things you have to take into consideration. Is this thing clear? Is this approach appropriate? This is the way you should show your attitude. You should show your ethical things. Okay, these are the things. In our next session, I'll discuss a very, very important thing, not exactly the legislation. In the subsequent coming thing, like classes, I'll say how to write answer, and I will also say the discuss why they have introduced answer come question paper in the same thing, like question come answer sheet. Means if it is your examination booklet, on the top you will be having question and they will have the space. Second question here and some space. Why they have done this? What are the advantages? Previously it was not there. It is been introduced recently. Why they have introduced this? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? Then if this is the case, what should be your way of answering? The strategy should, after the introduction of question come answer or answer come question booklet, your way of writing should change. There is a very, very good logic behind that, science behind that. I'll explain all these things and many more. And my dear friends, if you are writing mains this time, 2019, like which will be because of pandemic, which will be starting to 2020, which will be in 2021, starting from January 8th, you should know first why this kind of answer come question booklet is there or question come answer booklet. Previously, why it was not there? Previously, we used to have a small booklet, a small paper booklet, half of the A4 size. Only questions used to be there. Now the questions are also typed in that. Why? If you know that, I think it will be very, very helpful. If you don't know that, I feel minimum like 10 to 15 marks you will be losing. All these things and many more I'll be telling in my coming sessions. Happy learning. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon. And also follow my Telegram group and use my promo code to get 10% discount and my mentorship. Happy learning with Unacademy. Happy preparation. Enjoy your preparation. Good luck to you all.